Last night on Fox 26, we showed you how people around the valley are preparing for all kinds of disasters. Tonight, in Part 2, Fox 26's Natalie Weber finds out what urgent scenarios emergency planners are expecting to see happen in our very own towns.
Living in southern Oregon, we're used to rain, wind, and snow. It can be easy to think we can make it through anything. But according to researchers, that may not be true. That's why the city of Medford, Jackson County, and the state have come up with numerous emergency preparedness plans, and they say you should too.
It could be a wildfire. It could be a flood. It could be anything.
Patty Albin is a disaster services volunteer with the American Red Cross. She says the organization's #1 focus is making sure people are prepared for anything. But recently, their focus has been more specific.
The experts are saying that we should be expecting an earthquake.
Larry Masterman, Medford's emergency management coordinator, goes one step further.
FEMA has estimated that that Cascadia earthquake will be the largest natural disaster in U.S. history. So bigger than Katrina or Superstorm Sandy or Hurricane Matthew or anything else we've had so far.
Masterman spent 40 years in the field and joined the city when the department was created 3 years ago.
Here's just a few.
Since then, he's put together and reviewed thousands of pages of emergency plans. And one of the biggest concerns for government is the interstate running through Medford.
We don't expect the viaduct to remain functional.
If it fell, the viaduct could essentially cut the city in half.
If the damage is over any of the cross streets, McAndrews, 10th Street, whatever, we can't move east-west that way either.
Masterman says our electricity will likely be out for weeks.
People have that attitude wherever they are. Well, it's not going to happen to me. Or, if it happens to me, the government will be here to help. Well, in a disaster, that's not the case.
According to studies, Masterman says during the day, Medford has a population of about 150,000 people, including commuters and travelers. Serving that group are about 200 police, fire, and EMT personnel total.
If 3/4 of them are on duty when that big disaster happens, or can come in, and 3/4 is a lot, then we would have one professional responder per 1,000 people.
That's why Masterman says people need to be ready to shelter in place with enough food and water to last 2 weeks. That includes a gallon of water per person per day. But Masterman says it's not just a big earthquake that you should be ready for.
We get winter storms here. Last December, it took me 13 hours to go 1 mile on I-5 because they closed the freeway for snow.
Masterman says that you should also have a kit in your car.
I had a sleeping bag and food and water in my car, so I was inconvenienced but wasn't distressed. There were people all around me that could only stay warm in their cars by keeping the engine running.
Even here in the news cars at the TV station, we have first aid kits, water, and blankets, everything that you would want in an emergency. But if you're just starting to prepare, you don't have to break the bank.
Do a shopping spree at a dollar store once in a while, and I just walk the aisles looking for what do I want to add to my kit that I could pick up for $1.
Even if it takes a year to accumulate, Masterman says it'll be worth it in the long run. Because if you're prepared for one thing, you're likely prepared for everything. There are so many resources available through the Red Cross and at Medford City Hall. Books like these that can help you be prepared. In studio, Natalie